If you love to eat good cake but you don't know how to bake one, welcome to my world. I'm no pastry chef and I have two left hands. And man, this cake may not look great, but it tastes awesome. I'll show you how to do it. To make this Black Forest cake taste like a real Black Forest cake, you need two ingredients that are a little harder to get. First, you need brandy made from cherries. You may also want to drink it at other occasions. The other ingredient that's harder to get are sour tasting cherries. But once you have those, everything else is easy. You need 6 eggs, but they must be room temperature. Don't take them fresh out of the fridge. Plus a springform pan. It should have 11 inch in diameter. And you need to prepare it with some parchment paper. Having such a kitchen machine is super helpful. So shall we get started? As you can see on my clumsy movements, I'm no pastry chef at all. As a first step, I am separating the egg white from the egg yolk. Let me skip a few eggs in the video and speed it up because this took me forever. Then we need to beat the egg white heavily until it becomes a white foam. It nearly looks like snow. I'm doing the egg white first because it needs a very clean bowl and utensil, otherwise it will not turn into foam. Once completed, I put it into a plate and place it into the fridge. Next step, we add 250 grams sugar, that's about 9 ounces. Add 6 tablespoons of hot water and our egg yolk. Then fire up your mixer at high speed. Meanwhile, we can prepare the dry stuff. 200 gram flour, 75 gram cornstarch, 50 grams unsweetened cocoa, and last but not least, a pack of baking powder. Now we can mix the ingredients. Meanwhile, start to preheat your oven to 200 Celsius or 390 Fahrenheit. The egg yolk is still in the mixer and you have some time now. You can walk the dog, have a cigarette or do something else. After 10-15 minutes, the egg yolk should become a white, creamy mass and all the sugar granulates should have been dissolved. You can test that with a spoon or your mixer and scratch at the bottom. If you don't feel any granulates, it's good. We are now sieving the dry stuff over the egg yolk sugar cream. We add the foamy egg white from the fridge and softly mix everything together. Be gentle with it. We do not want to beat the air out of the fluffy mixture. Et voila, done. What's next? Well, yep, we get started. We fill the mixture into the pan. Evenly distribute the stuff and then put it in the oven right away. Once done, take it out, cut around the edges. I use the dull side of a knife so I don't scratch the metal. And take the ring off. Flip it. And take the bottom plate and parchment paper away. Once it's cooled down, we need to cut it into 3 layers. To do so, I use a long riffled knife and I look around for something that is flat and high enough to get the cut at the right place. By pushing the handle of the knife firmly on that surface and by turning the cake, I get a nice parallel cut. That top layer will become the bottom layer of my cake. But before I put it on the plate, I need to prep the plate with some parchment paper. For cutting the next layer, I found some measuring cup that was parallel and high enough. Let me speed this video up a bit. To finish it up, we need a lot of whipping cream, and I mean a lot. Start mixing slow and speed up over time. Filter the cherries out and separate 12 nice looking cherries for later decoration. Now it's time for the cherry brandy. Fill a shot glass with it and nicely sprinkle it over the bottom layer. Only use about half a glass, we use the second half for the next layer. Next we add a bunch of cherries. By the way, if you have any comments or questions, don't be shy. Meanwhile, the whipping cream is done and we can generously apply it on top of the cherries. Again, you can see how clumsy I am, but with some patience it will be done eventually. Now we add the second layer and firmly press it down. Sprinkle the remaining cherry brandy over it. Add the cherries. And the whipping cream. There is no need to be perfect. Good enough is good enough. The bottom layer of your biscuit becomes the top layer of your cake because it has the nicest, smoothest surface. We now spread a thin layer of whipping cream on the top and onto the sides. By doing this, we can nicely hide all the imperfections. Again, you can see my clumsiness and the video runs on double speed. This is the second time I do this in my life, so if I can do it, you can do it. Well, slowly and steady we are getting there. I'm now smoothing the top and the sides, and it's time for the last step. We apply the separated cherries and rasp chocolate over it. I'm using dark chocolate, and it's not really for the taste, it's more for the looks, and you can be as fancy as you wish. By rasping onto the paper and flipping it up, I can sprinkle some of the chocolate on the side. Yippee! I'm done! I'm just removing the parchment paper and put the cake into the fridge. Should be there maybe 30-60 minutes before you eat.